Hello everyone, welcome back to the fourth act of our play-by-post role-playing experience that we do on our community Discord. If you'd like to join in all the fun action, because everything you see here is generated by our community, you can do so by heading over to the Discord channel, discord.gg/Henley, signing up in the fanfiction subcategory. On that post, there is rules for the game, rules for character creation, and that's really all you need. You can join in and play whenever you like. There's also some VOD videos on the YouTube if you want to catch up on everything that's going on. You can also read through the action post. That will give you everything that you need as well. All right, so welcome back, everybody. I just took the most amazing photo of Ronan.
My mind's telling me no, but my body's telling me yeah.
Damn, Lobo.
Lobozo resubbed for 12 months. Beep beep.
Beep beep, motherfucker. Welcome back to the cockpit. How's everyone doing? Let's real quickly... I'm just going to upload this photo I took of Ronan to the Animal Buddies category on the Discord. Yo, the Discord be bumping, guys, so you need to head over there and, you know, chillax with the crew. Streaming in 2018. There we go. All right, cool. Platinum. Fuck yeah, man. Welcome to Platty Town. God damn. Okay, so let's get this party started. So, Act 4. This is going to be a relatively quick one in terms of the GM turn. So, the county of Rockwell falls upon itself as the once crisp, clean air and beautiful mountain views are swallowed up by a writhing maelstrom of electricity. As the fog wall stopped moving in on the county, the horizon itself is engulfed. The dark clouds now start to move closer, but not on the land, but in the air itself. The night sky that sparkles above will soon be consumed by something far more sinister. Surround yourself with those you trust. The night will be long. Night has descended upon Rockwell County. How you spend this time is up to you. Resting for 8 hours will recover your strain and some of your wounds. Those who are safe, feel free to attempt this after describing how you secure your sleeping arrangements. Those who are not, press into the night. Time frame for this act is about 9 hours, or the entire section of night. The global boost dice is 5 dice. So the first 5 people to act will get a free boosty. All right. So, let's begin. Who has acted today? So we have the Blind Watchman, Lavender Tea, Big Food Stuff, Rigger, Fighter Pants Guy, Dr. Cirrus, Heavy Metal Madman. All right. Okay. Let's open those up. So, Big Food Stuff, Lavender, Fighter Pants Guy. Did Rigger act? Yes. Heavy Metal, Blind Watchman. Twisting has not acted since turn 1. And Dr. Cirrus. Alright. Alright, let's roll initiative for everyone. So, first up is Zachariah Blackhole. Initiative, go. Wait. No, that's carry. Wait, what am I doing? There we go. Woo, we landed it. Alright, 2 success. Not bad. Zachariah Black Hole. Okay. Two, 0. Got it. Alright, he is currently the top dog. Tyler Blackmar. He's only the top dog because he's the only one who rolled. Tyler Blackmar, 0 and 1. Alright. Currently on the bottom is Tyler Blackmar with a score of 1 assist. Samuel Davis, you're up. Let's take a look. 2 and 2. Not bad. Not bad. Current big dick leader. Oh. Let's get some background music while we do this shit. Alright. And Ronald Cullen, aka Victor Von Varys, aka Rigger. Let's roll your shit. 1 success. 1 and 0. Not the bottom, but not the top. Alright, Paul Abernathy, aka Fighter Pants Guy. Let's roll your shit. 2 and 3, we have a new leader. Ladies and gentlemen, Ermegan. Paul Abernathy, current big dick leader, and Olga Yospolva, the famous tennis player. Initiative 3 and 2. I take it back. Olga has the biggest dick of everyone. The biggest dick of them all. Olga. Alright, and last but not least, we have John Stern, aka Mac Popper Squat, aka Big Food Stuff. 2 and 3! Damn! Alright, so Paul will still go first. Wait. Wait, how the fuck... Why do you have yellows? Wait, that's wrong. Why is that wrong? Your skills... Your cool skill is 3 green, but why is it rolling 2 yellow? Hold up. Okay. That was weird. That was very weird. Wait, what is Olga's then? No, Olga's was right. And was Paul's? Paul's was wrong. What? Why is it rolling an extra yellow die? What the fuck? Anyway, we'll roll Paul's again. Okay, that's weird. You should be rolling 2 green and 1 yellow, not 2 yellow. See, like that. Okay, that's weird. We'll put you at 2-0. Which puts you under Samuel Davis. That's so strange. Why is it doing that? I don't know. The great roll for Blackmar as always. No, they just the story just doesn't do much, man. If they yeah. Yakuza 0 will be after this, so Yakuza 0 will happen after we finish Eternal. It takes about an hour or so, roughly. That's so weird that it did that. I don't know. So Paul Abernathy will go under Samuel Davis now. Okay. That is strange. I'm not sure why I did that. But Mac Papa Squat, yours is 0 and 4. Alright. Which is second last. Second last. Cool. There we go. Alright, guys. Let us begin. So, Olga. Bunker doesn't have a smell. That bothers Olga. Eat us alive? What do you mean, friends? I'm not... I'll explain to you tomorrow. You've had a long ride. And it will be night soon, so let us rest, says her godfather, and shows her her bed and the location of the restroom. And then he lays down on the couch and opens a bottle of wine. Olga sighs and goes to the restroom. She looks in the mirror, sighs again, and starts to remove her makeup. Young women start to recall things that I guess the young woman starts to recall all the things that happened recently. Bunker, photo, locket, this bad weather, long travels to Wendigo, receipt of her letter, her fiance's cheating. She realizes that she is here not because of the letter, but her desire to run away from that familiar place. You are pretty and smart, and Pierre told this to another woman too. Liar. Fucking liar. Oh, whatever. Some people can't dance, some people can't sing, and some people can't be happy. Tears start to suffocate her. And Olga turns away from the mirror. She removes the rest of her makeup without looking in the reflection and left the restroom. She's upset, moody, and doesn't notice the rack of products. Okay. She accidentally pushed it. Bottles, cans, different types of shapes of bags, wobbles, and the bag falls off the top shelf. From it, salt scatters everywhere, even on Franz, who was loudly and peacefully snoring. Olga cleans this mess and goes to her bed. She takes a locket in her hands and stares at it for a while. What game is it now, Father? Hide and seek? I don't know what who this person is. I don't have any clue about this locket. I don't know anything. You always protected me, and I was always a bird in a gilded cage. Olga puts on her locket and puts a hairpin in her hair. She closes her eyes and starts to breathe more and more deeply, falling into the Morphous Kingdom. There is some amount of salt left on Franz's hand. Its color insensibly turns black. Okay, I don't know what that's supposed to mean. My character will sleep. All right, Olga. Your character sleeps, recovering 4 strain. Congratulations, you have made it to the next day. Samuel, the Drug Master Davis. Sammy took off sprinting. He could hear the 2 men chasing after him. Fuck. Ducking in and out of the hallways, Sammy doesn't stop running. Of all the days to want to fix, it had to be the day society decided to collapse. Although the situation seemed bad, he had done much worse in his time. Like the time he took mescaline? I don't know what that is. With a biker and his pixie girlfriend in the boneyard. It was an eerily similar situation, except he was naked and at one point he thought he saw the face of God. However, this was no time to reminisce. Sammy had to think on his feet. He started throwing everything he could into the path behind him, hoping to slow the 2 men down. Eventually he ran into a dead end, with the only possible path blocked by a razor wire. Shit. As he turned around, he saw both of the men who were already approaching him. Guys, I'm not your enemy. I'm totally in support of the new wave of anarchy found in our city. I applaud your efforts to take what you want from the idle and the unprepared. Hell, it's the American way, right? Sammy begins approaching the men with his hands out. If you let me live, I won't sell you guys out. I myself am a man that imbibes in the illegal. Just let me go. And you'll see no hide or hair of me ever again, alright? Sammy is now directly in front of the crooks. I'd like to use Brawl to find my way out of the situation. I very much intend on fighting dirty. Hopefully, I have put these gentlemen off guard with the talking. This is an awful idea, but let's see what happens. You got it, mister. Alright, so now we get to the chance of actually rolling some results. So, this will be a 2 purple, 1 black, because you are outnumbered. I will give you a blue because you have stated that you will be fighting dirty. I understand that's a drug. I just don't know what it is. So let's get into it then. Also, you get a black for not sleeping. So you get the bonus die for the black. Before we do that though, let's open the GM notes and give everyone their XP. So that I don't forget. The time to purchase things will be on the weekend as well, in case everyone was wondering. Boost die is now at 4. All right. So we can close down Olga's sheet. Samuel Davis, let's see what you have, my man. So you would like to use Brawl. Boom. Whoo! Shit, boy! Damn! 4 successes and a critical success. Shit, man. Shit. That's good. That's a good fucking roll. I couldn't think of a better roll. Okay, so the results are highly in your favor. So these men caught off guard, you know, maybe this is their first time looting, maybe this is their first time causing anarchy. They saw an opportunity to take what they wanted. Maybe their lives have been hard up until this point. Maybe, you know, they've led a good life up until this point, and you know, the final straw broke the camel's back, and they decided, fuck it, we're going to take what we want from this society. So your pleas of mercy didn't fall on deaf ears. However, that was not your intention, sir. Your intention was to put your fist in between their nose and their brain cavity and punch your way to success. And that is exactly what you do. The first swing comes out of nowhere, clocking a man in the face. He straggles backwards and goes to swing at you with his baseball bat. However, that's when you pick up a garbage can lid and you fucking frisbee that shit into the guy behind him, catching him unawares and catching the man who wanted to swing at you off guard as well. You deliver a swift kick to the testicles as the man falls down, dropping his baseball bat. The other man recovers from being frisbeed at, and you charge at him with all the force of 1,000 suns. You shoulder check him into the fucking wall, I guess dislocating one of his shoulders. He screams out in agony as you, I don't know, punch him in the throat, and he goes down like a sack of potatoes. God knows how you understand how to fight. Maybe it's your intense want and need to get high. It drives people to do crazy things. But these men are unconscious for the time being. One is writhing around with his testicles in his stomach, and the other one might be dead. You don't know. But good job. Good job. Catch you later, Lobo. Thanks for stopping by, man. I'm going to give you a strain for your action. It is now 100% nighttime for you. So it is darkness. But yeah, good job. All right. Next, we have Paul Abernathy. Now, there are 3 player characters in the library right now, which means a couple of things. First, they're probably going to talk to each other, so we'll see how this works. Okay, open on the library, both Paul and Tyler, obviously tired. Open monologue. Okay, let's see. I don't know. So this is kind of like going to be the weird question here. I'm not sure what exactly will happen in this stuff. So if it is, because basically it seems like you're talking to Tyler Blackmar, which is on the bottom of the turn order. So the way that I kind of want you guys to sort of go about doing these sort of conversations isn't to just pile everything into one conversation, because you're both taking your turns to converse, right? So ideally what that means is both of you need to actually have some of that conversation in your turn. So that's how it needs to work, realistically. But you don't actually have to play blow for blow what that conversation is. You can kind of just hand wave a lot of it, you know. Well, anyway, let's see how this works out. Open on the library, both Paul and Tyler obviously tired. Open monologue. Tyler invited some weirdo into his house to lodge with us tonight. What an odd sight. Needless to say, my gun will be at my side while I sleep. I don't trust any random psychophant I just met at the library. Okay, so this is obviously... Okay. This is out of order. At least tell me the order, guys. At least tell me the order. Okay, so Paul Abernathy will move you down there. We'll come to your conversation in a second. Okay. Alright, and then I guess the other one would be Riga's character, right? By the sounds of things. Okay. Alright, so it looks like it goes Tyler. Ronald, then Paul. Wish you guys would put in fucking order in this. That'd be nice. Anyway. Let's do Zachary Blackhall, who's Dr. Sirius, because he's not a part of this cacophony of dudes. He's next on the turn order. So I'm gonna say that you guys all forgo your turn order, because the first person to act was Tyler Blackmore, and he's at the bottom of the turn order, so sucks to be you guys. Alright. Zachary Blackhall. His head lolled back and forth in the confines of the bus. Zach never figured out why some places called ambulances buses, but considering this one hurled him, the two MTs up front and Charles and his crony seemed inappropriate. Three more. What? I'm a little confused. The three more and they could upgrade to a clown car. Zach had helped the oncoming medical personnel corral the civilians into acting like headless chickens. Most were shoved into ambulances, but with a little work, some working cars were converted into medical convoy. There might have been some valuables in the back of Chuck's truck, but it never let it be said that he didn't help a friend in need. He filched through Chuck's pockets and pulled out a receipt he saw earlier and scrawled, "You owe me, B," and returned it. Slapping Chuck's cheek, he leaned back into his seat before leaning forward again and slapping the unconscious Chuck again. It was cathartic. That one's for Vegas. Oh, what was that? The driver's voice came. Drop my bag. He'd soon have to worry about the storm. It was a truly marvelous thing, made all the more beautiful by its utter hostility. Reminded him of his mother, and like mother, this storm had intent. Storms only continued if they were fed, but this one was staying in place, meaning it had energy to force itself not to move. There was a purpose and agency here. The hospital was hectic, but Zach picked a quiet break room and set his head on his bag. He'd already ingratiated himself with the local medics. This was a prime opportunity to steal some morphine or ketamine and sell it later. He'd sit on this one, dear. Kicking the chair in front of the door so he'd hear anyone coming in, he settled down for a brief snooze, a hand resting on the pistol grip in his bag. Okay, so from what I can understand, because you kind of like skipped a little bit of time there, so you helped the EMTs on the scene corral all the people, and you brought all of them to the local hospital, I guess, within the town. What town would this be? I guess this would be Wendigo. Yeah. Alright, so you're not sleeping. Okay, that's interesting. Zach is going to use his knowledge to take what he's seen and heard so far and Chuck's condition and cross-reference it with his own understanding of history and folklore. His goal is to intuit something about the storm's nature to see if it compares something he's read about. Interesting. having not known what you've read about, I can only assume from your backstory about what your character's, you know, actions, what your character's likes would be, right? So let's take a look at your character info. Street rat, grew up in a gang. Zach drifted from county to county each week. Debts needed to be paying. However, rather than master gun, Zachary used his only weapons. He had a convincing facade and a charming smile. Thief by trade, taking into circles, draining bank accounts, stealing antiquities. Okay, so I would understand that your knowledge is mostly around like historical items and stuff like that. Would you assume that would be the case? Because I'm assuming that you would have an understanding about what it is that you're stealing and its value, right? So, okay, we'll go with that. Plus, you're an intellectual, so there's some degree of you understanding things. So for you to hear anything about this in folklore, this would be extremely hard. Because I know what it is and no one else does, right? So and I know for a fact that it's not any of those things. So this is going to be a 3 purple, 1 red roll, which is pretty difficult. And you said you wanted to use knowledge, so let's go with that. Okay. Yeah, you're close. You're 1 success off. Okay, well, you have an advantage, but you also have a failure. So you rack your brain for anything that you might know, and, you know, being away from your actual sources of information, it's kind of hard to elaborate a little bit onto, you know, your thought train process. As it is right now, there's not a lot in your memory banks that describe what it is that you're seeing. I mean, there's historical precedent for you know, supernatural things like this in folklore, you know, about like gods punishing people and that sort of stuff, and putting trials on people. There's lots of things that come up in your mind about what that means, but nothing really paints a clear picture. Sorry, getting a phone call. 1 sec. So it's my wife's birthday this Saturday, so I'm trying to, and she shares her birthday with another person who's a friend of ours. So we're trying to like, me and her friend's boyfriend are trying to like organize a thing. So, and they just got a new dog and blah 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 blah. You know, it is what it is. All right, so I'm gonna say you take 2 strain here, Cirrus. or Zachary, and because you know you spent a lot of mental energy doing this, like, yeah, a good like 8 hours of you getting into a safe location and just racking your brain for information about this stuff. It drains you pretty much. Like basically, yeah, it's time. Definitely. Time for nighttime. All right. John Stone, aka Mac Papa Squat. Now this is the plane crash guy. All right, Henley, could you change stealth for leadership? Sorry, not putting in my character sheet. Okay. All right. He's a performer, right? So yeah, I guess that makes sense. Okay. Don't say I never did nothing for you. All right. Okay. John Stern coughs and says, "Holy shit, I can't believe I made it." Guess I'll grab these pilots and shit. John tries to stand up, but not realizing he's trapped right now because of this branch. With an irritated tone, John scratches his head and says, "Okay, this is a thing now, and it seems like one of the pilots is dead, but the rest are either hurt or unconscious. Oh man, I ain't feeling too hot." As John tears the branch off with his muscles, he tries to save minimum effort for people that make sure... Yeah, he saves them... Wait. With his muscles, as he saves the minimum amount of people that make sure he doesn't have to make a check. This motherfucker. If saving one person requires a check, then I can use athletics to escape the plane with the members of the crew. They're in the cockpit, and since it doesn't seem like that would take 8 hours, then John moves a little bit away from the plane and faints on his bag. Okay, John would like to climb a not too tall tree and sleep on his duffel bag. It seems like you're asking a lot. Like, so the first thing, the breaking the branch, that would require quite a bit of strength to do so. But for the sake of the story progressing, I'm willing to let you just break it. You're a strong man. I'm sure we can get over that little hump. So let's go over to the next one. You said you want to rescue people. There's not a lot of people to rescue here. Most of them are dead. To be honest with you, at least one of the pilots is. The co-pilot might be heavily injured, so you can spend some time rescuing him if you'd like. The last thing that you said here, you'd like to climb a not too tall tree and sleep on his duffel bag. Well, I would say that that would require some athletics. But don't worry, if you make it, you can still sleep. It's just going to be a 2 purple check here for you to do that. Athletics. You're fine. Alright, so you climb a tree, no problem. I realize now that I didn't add the blue dice to Zachary's roll there. So let's just roll a blue dice. Is it ED? Is that how I do it? 1B? Okay, yeah, you didn't get anything. Yep. Alright, so Zachary, it's the blue dice added to your roll, doesn't change anything. It was a blank face. Okay, So, yeah. 4 successes, you climb the tree, no problem. And you find a reasonable place to sleep. You're covered in cuts and bruises, it's cold, and the sound of the... because you're fairly close to the actual fog wall as well. And you attempt to sleep. Now, the problem with sleeping in a place that's not safe is that you just can't, like, you won't be able to sleep. You know how you sleep in, like, Skyrim, and it's like, you can't sleep, there are enemies nearby. It's a little like that. So you attempt to drift off as much as you can. What setting is this RP? It is set in the 1980s, and a mysterious fog wall has encapsulated their county that they're in. So they're basically, this is just the beginning. It's the 4th time that they've done anything in this world, so it's very still new and very early. So with that in mind, you try and drift off to sleep, but you have trouble doing it. You actually awoken like maybe like an hour and a half later, with the sound of a couple of people coming onto the actual crash site. So you don't get to recover any of your strain, and you're basically awoken with the sounds of like, holy shit, there's corpses everywhere, and you know there's a couple of flashlights peering off into the futilage and wreckage of the actual plane crash. At the moment, it's a battle royale game, but we'll see how we go. So yeah, that is everyone. So how many rolls did we do there before we get into this big conversation of 3 characters? All right, so cool. Okay, roll. We used a boost die. Zachary used a boost die, and that last one is for John Stone. So we've used 3 boost dice. That'll leave us with 2 boost dice. So Tyler and Ronald, whatever their ones are, they get boost dice, and then that's it. So if Paul Abernathy does not get a boost dice. Okay. All right. Okay, so that's John Stone. John, you're going to take a strain for trying to climb the tree and getting up there. And moving on. Tyler Blackmile. Let's go. That is a Blind Watchman. The song "There Ain't No Rest for the Wicked" starts playing. Paul, this is where we're getting today. This is all we're getting today. Let's head to my house and bunker down for the night. After saying this, Paul walks over to the top hat guy, whom he assumed was on drugs. Hey, are you sober? Because if so, I'd suggest getting somewhere safe tonight. If you need a place, you can use mine. Just follow me. I love how you guys are forgetting about the old lady that's in the library still, but that's okay. With that, Tyler walks to his car and waits to see if Paul and Mr. Magic Mushrooms are following. With whoever following him, he heads back home and takes watch for the night. After Mr. Magic Mushroom's little rant, Tyler responds, I guess that's what you're saying. I recognize you now. My daughter wanted to see you once. But I was really unimpressed. I could see through some of your tricks. But you're welcome to sleep here in time. In times like these, people need to stick together. If Victor succeeds his perception, can we find 3 old tickets to one of his shows? What? Okay. The song ends on "Oh, there ain't no rest for the wicked" until we close our eyes for good. I would like to use discipline or vigilance, whichever applies, to keep guard on my house and its occupants. That would be a discipline roll, for sure. Because it's less like if you're 100% admitting that you're not going to sleep at night, that is 100% a discipline check. Keep in mind that you are going to be tired the next day, so things are going to be considerably harder for you going forward. So let's see. You want to use discipline to keep track of everything. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's save your roll for the last. We will set aside the boost die for you because narratively, you're technically the last person that needs to roll in this instance. So, she's not a PC. Yeah. All right. Okay. So we'll go with Ronald. He can.
That's what I'm talking about. Wow.
H4V Havelt. I guess. Thank you for fun. So this one is Ronald, aka Rigger. After being addressed by Tyler and Paul, Victor looks up from his books at the interruption. Sober? Good sir, I have only ingested a glass this day. However, if you offer lodgings, I will take you up on that. Given the circumstances, I shall follow in my own vehicle. Thank you, sir. He, does a little curtsy with his top hat, and he slaps a booty with his cane. No, he doesn't do that. How peculiar. Today is just full of oddities. First this storm, and now a random gentleman offers a stay at his place. Though the slowly building panic that seems to be pervading the population is slightly worrying. However, just as he couldn't pass up the investigation of the storm, Victor equally can't find it in himself to let this odd behavior go uninvestigated. So Victor will return to his car and follow Tyler and Paul. Upon arriving, he'll be polite but grandiose. He scoffs at the idea he has weapons, meeting the attempt at intimidation with a flashy smile. Okay. See, this is kind of the problem with you guys doing this weird order without telling me the order. So, sir, I lived in the spotlight with the eyes on the wall to me. Adding to yours, that count bothers me none. Okay, so I guess we have to go to Paul's one. Ugh. Guys, we really need an order here next time. Open on the library with both Paul and Tyler obviously tired. Open monologue. Tyler invited some weirdo into his house to lodge with us tonight. What an odd sight. Needless to say, my gun will be at my side while I sleep. I don't trust any random sycophant I met at the library who talks like a civilized man. It is Tyler's place though, and he's offering to guard. So I'll take what I can get. This guy better believe me that if he even breathes wrong, he's getting a bullet right between the eyes. As we got to the house, I let him know that I got my eye on him, and that he has got to leave his weapons with Tyler if he doesn't want trouble. Being a long day, can't imagine what tomorrow will be like. Paul is going to use coercion to intimidate Victor. Okay, so the new order, heaven forbid, is Tyler, Ronald, Tyler, Paul, Victor von Varus. Alright, that's the order now. So Victor, whatever you get, you don't get a blue die. Fucking Jesus. Paul is going to use coercion to intimidate Victor into leaving potential weapons with Tyler, cane, magic, trick stuff before nudging off to bed. It's versus a PC here. So the way that it works is I take... The difficulty is set by Riggers. I believe if you're going to intimidate, it's... I'm going to have to pull up the book for this one. I'm pretty sure it's discipline. But I could be wrong. Let me just check. Because there is a ruling for this. Skills and training. So you're trying to coercion. Skills. Social skills. Coercion. Doesn't tell me what the opposite is. I Oh, okay. Coercion, leadership. It's discipline. Yes, it is. Okay. So we will take Paul. You will be leading the charge here. You're going to be using coercion, and Ronald, his discipline level is 2 green. Okay. So for you, it's going to be 2 purple. You are going to get a boost dice. And let's see here. You are going to be using coercion. Okay. You succeed. So I'm not sure if you're carrying any weapons or anything like that, Victor, but he did suggest that you need to leave your magic stuff behind, including your cane. I don't know where they're placed, maybe at the door of the house or some shit, but if you wish to enter into the house, which I assume you do, because you've written that that is the case, you would need to, in fact, do that. So I'm going to give you a strain, Paul. You are now 6 out of 12. And since you have chosen not to sleep, you won't be sleeping. And now, Ronald. Well, I mean, you weren't supposed to get the blue dice, actually. Yeah, no, Ronald is next. Fucking hell. This, guys, order, please. Next time, give me an order. Rigo. All right. Addressing Paul. Sir, I live in the spotlight with the eyes on the world on me. Adding yours to that count bothers me none. I carry no arms, and the only people I have to fight off are fans. Assuming you aren't one yet, you soon will be. Sleep well, gentlemen. I find a comfortable place to sleep, with the hat low over his eyes. I'd like to use my perception to learn about these new people and observe them and Tyler's home, then sleep. Well, here's the thing. You either sleep or you do a skill. It's one or the other. I'm not sure which one you want. So I'm just going to go with the order of operation that you've put here, which is to say you want to use perception. So let's go with that. Perception. Okay, so God, is there an opposition for perception? Like, if you wish to not be shown, I'm gonna say it would probably be skullduggery or vigilance. This is where he might find the 3 odd tickets to one of his shows. Where the hell is that even mentioned, boys? Like, you got to understand the order of operation that you've given me here is so incredibly confusing. I need to make a rule for something like this, because if you guys are going to stick together, then we definitely need to come up with a much more easier system for you 3 to interact with each other, because it is incredibly difficult to sort of understand the flow and ebb of what you're trying to do, because you've got one person acting first, but then that person converses with someone else after the fact that they've conversed. It's weird. Put it at the end of yours. I'd like to use discipline or vigilance, whichever applies to keep my house and its occupants safe. If Victor succeeds in his perception, he can find 3 odd tickets to one of his shows. Right. Okay. Well, in that case, he's not sleeping, because it sounds like he's using perception, but that also sounds like he's walking around looking at things too. So, he's not sleeping. Unfortunately. Okay, so. Fuck. You've really got me all confused and befuddled. Alright, so. This is going to be 3 purple. I'm going to roll perception. You get a blue dice here. Actually, no, you don't get a blue dice. That blue dice goes to Tyler Blackmire. Perception, go. You do find it. However, is that right? Why is it... Okay, that's weird. You do not... Okay, your perception is not 3 yellow. What the fuck? Why is it doing that? I don't know why. I'm gonna have to reset the thing after this. Same result though. 2 purple, 1 yellow. 2 green, 1 yellow. Same result. And at least I'm not the only one not sleeping. Yeah. So yeah, you basically you find the tickets, I guess. You find 3 tickets to one of your shows. What you do with that information, I guess, is up to you. Since that's already been determined as the winning result here, we'll just go with that. All right. However, you take a strain from you doing that. How do you only have 3 strain? Well, the last one you didn't really do anything, did you? You've been taking a strain a turn. You didn't get one last turn. That's fair. All right, so Paul and Rigger are over. Now it's just Tyler Blackmar with his discipline check. So, as the last character to act in this turn, you keep watch. I don't know how you do it, but I assume it's outside of a window looking over the storm, right? Or the outside of your house. You know, it's a long night. Let's see what you can see though. So this will be 3 purple. Actually, what is your strain right now? 5. Okay, so you're basically running half on a tank right now. So yeah, this is going to be definitely a 3 purple check here against your discipline. Okay, so that is a weird roll. You got a critical success. Wait, let me just check if that's right. Yeah, 1 green, 1 yellow. Okay, cool. You got 3 threats, which is really bad, and you got a triumph, which is really good. So you crit fail your roll. So that's interesting. All right. Basically, let's say, how many stories is your house? 1 or 2? I'm going to say it's like a 1-story house. You're looking at the blinds, you know, at the maelstrom. Right? It's ebbing and flowing, and the electricity is cackling all throughout the night. The actual sky above you has been slowly filling and closing throughout the entire night. And once it actually closes, there is like, it reaches the, basically imagine it as like a like a skybox. Basically, it reaches the center of the skybox and it basically like encapsulates itself. And the night went from like basically a dark night and to turning into a very purpley hued night now. And once it all crescendos and comes to a close, you get a giant strike of lightning, basically, like yeah. And simply put, anyone, you sort of are startled by this. You take a peek out the window, and for a split second, just like that, and then it's gone. You see a silhouette of a man on a hill, far outside your reach. Just for a split second when the lightning bolt strikes, and then he's gone. This unsettles you to a degree, so I'm going to give you 3 strain. You are now 8 out of 10 strain. You are going to need to rest at some point, dear Tyler Blackmar. You are going to need to rest. So, that is Act 4 wrapped up. like a boss. Guys, if you enjoyed this, head on over to the Discord, which is discord.gg/Henley, and you'll be able to join in on the fun. It is a play-by-post. We do 1 post a day, and you get 1 action, and yeah, it's a good time. So we're gonna go to the break screen, and then we're gonna swap over to the Yakuza 0 game. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll see you in a little bit. Bye bye.